What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing the Kingdra EX deck. So first off, it's the fire only. So I'm using the OG Charizard deck, Charizard Moltres, with the addition to communication. So I guess not fully OG, but this can be done with really any fire EX you have. Flareon, if you're running some of the newer packs, a little older. Incineroar is pretty good for this too, with the rare candy. You can also use the newer Charizard EX. I personally, a little flex it, that's a shiny, but I personally am not the biggest fan of the new one. I know that there was a newer Charizard deck that was meta, but for me personally, just doesn't hit the spot like the OG does. That 200 damage taking out pretty much anything is kind of crazy. So usually you'd hope you'd start off with a Moltres in hand. So I actually was gonna put down both Charmanders, but just in case I get a communication, I can communication that second Charmander, and then hopefully get something I need. Again, a tip is that if you are ever trying to get Pokemon from your deck, you want to Professor Oak first and then Pokeball. Statistically, it's a better odds of getting the most Pokemon out of the deck. So Moltres on bench. I'm going to try to get that switched up front pretty quickly. Something really good about having Moltres is it's a flying card, so it's weak to electric and not water. So you can do this mission not having the like full, weakness. Obviously with the Charmander up front, I do take all 40 damage of that. Didn't need to put the cape on, but I figured I'd have the cape on for when I get Charizard. So still looking for a Charmeleon. I think I'm gonna switch out because he's gonna die if I don't, and I don't really want to give him a point. I don't remember if that's one of the challenges, but if it is, here's an example of how easily you can do it. Finally got the Charmeleon, gonna play that now. So yeah, if you haven't ever played this deck before, like you're newer to the game or for whatever reason, you really just want put one energy on Moltres and let it build up the bench for you. The ability, or like the, I don't know if it's not an ability, the attack, one energy, flip 3 coins. For every head you get 1 fire energy. So let's see if I can get lucky here. Come on. Okay, that's 1. So already made back the investment on Moltres. It's really good to see. Now, I can kind of either play it 2 ways. Either wait for a X speed to, well, that pulls it up front pretty quickly. So I don't want to kill Pyukumuku with my Charizard because it will take 50 damage and then it'll put it in range of Kingdra EX. So I definitely think the move is put him back on bench. So something else to note is with that, it kind of makes me waste more time, but it doesn't really hinder me in any sense because I'm still going to be able to put him back on bench. I just lost the energy. I do get 1 back here, so we're back to 2. Hopefully he's just going to keep chipping away at my Moltres. Like I said, I'd rather him hit the Moltres. Yep, sprinkling water's fine. Like I said, it doesn't take the extra 20 damage. There's my X speed if I need to ever put something back on bench. I can also start putting some energy on Moltres to take the 50 hit if I'd rather him die. But if he kills it, like I said, he probably will die. But we'll just see what the AI does here. Okay, so I would actually love it if you put him up front. Okay, I don't love that, but I can take the hit if I need to. That was the goofiest switch I have ever seen in my entire life. I don't get that one. Like, why? If you switched in Kingdra, I would understand, but I don't get that one. So I can put him back on bench, which is the safe play, because again, I don't want to hit him with Pyukumuku because then my Charizard could actually die. I think it's much better to just maybe stack energy on Moltres, so then I'm able to kill the Pyukumuku, and I do have enough energy to hit for the 200. So let's say kill this Pyukumuku, he puts in either Seadra or the other Pyukumuku, and I'll still be fine. Even if the Moltres dies, which it could here, my Charizard's fine. So isn't too bad. Rare candies that's actually perfect as long as he stays in. Okay, so he switches to the other Kingdra. So this is kind of what I mentioned in my last video, where sometimes this AI is just so goofy, where like it'll catch your play, like exactly what you want to do, and it just knows what you want to do, and it predicts it perfectly. And then other times it does this. That's 2 switches right now that have been completely useless. Also, he Sabrina'd and Cyrus'd me for pretty much no reason. Like if he had Seadra in, that would have made sense. So we obviously pick up the win pretty easily there, and we're just gonna hop right into the next one. So on to the next deck here. I wanted to make a different deck. This is for the 1, 2, 3 diamonds, and this could also be for the win by turn 12. But I wanted to make a different deck than my usual. So we have a Luxray, Zeraora. Yeah, Zeraora. So Zeraora is mainly for just off rip if you get it firsthand. Big one is Volkner in this deck for your Luxray. Big thing to note is you need to have that in your discard pile, but I'll go into that later. So if you are having trouble, this is the deck that I main. I think it's a great deck, still decently meta. I just love this deck, but if you don't have the cards for this, I wanted to give a good second option, especially because I've already shown the other deck in my video. So in the game here, things to note is Zeraora is really big for starting off because it has that ability that you thankfully will see. It's the Thunderclap Flash. I've never said that in my life, but main thing about this ability, I'm able to hit next turn because I get to put energy on the Pokemon for free. What's great here is I have a high chance. Yep. Perfect. I have a high chance of getting another one because I had the Pokeball because it's a basic. Really just getting them both from the start means you can get both of them to have energy on them, which is just good to have, you know. Decently high damage just off the start pretty much. So those abilities automatically proc when you end turn. So see what he puts down. If he doesn't put down anything else other than his Pyukumuku, I already won, which is great to know. I don't win now, but that's a free kill also because the baby Pokemon is, like I said, it's free. Again, I don't know what is with this mission, but the AI is just very, very weird. Shinx can't evolve it, but I'll use my rare candy to evolve. I have both of the middle stages in this deck, so I don't need to evolve, like, you know, with the rare candy if I don't want to. So I was debating on putting energy on that because it's gonna do 50 damage to me, but then I was like, well, if it kills it, I'll just put in the other one and then kill whatever attacks me. I'm guessing it's gonna be Pyukumuku, and I guess right. Might not even really get to see Luxray play a lot in this deck. You know, in this run at least. I did the last one I did. I pretty much killed everything with the Luxray. You could use either Luxray too, honestly. I feel like both of them work pretty fine. But yeah, I'm just gonna throw in Zeraora again. Put the energy on it. It does kind of suck not really, you know, building the bench, but I think if I get the I don't want the Zeraora to die quite yet, and I know if I hit it, it will. Okay, I was gonna say it won't die anyways, but I don't want it to die just yet because I want to build Luxray, and hopefully I would have pulled Volkner by now, but let's see. I still did not. There's that middle stage that I can evolve. So if I attack there, I would die next turn again. Like I said, I kind of want to build it up just to get to use it. You know, I feel like Yeah, I could probably win with the other deck, or with the other, with just Zorora there, or at least do a good bit of damage. But I want Luxray to get some action in this. There's a reason it's in the deck. So minus 20 damage, but that's fine because of course there's the Volkner now. You know, yeah, like I said, main thing to know is that it doesn't work if you have no energy in your discard pile. So that's why you don't want to start off with Luxray. You think, oh, I can just get it up real quick. But you can if you don't have anything in the discard pile. So that's a big thing to note. So I survived this hit here pretty easily. I can still one hit because of type advantage. I'm not worried about him switching back because I have Cyrus. So that's an easy one. And yeah, that's pretty much going to just tie out the win here. Pull up with the Cyrus and get that last hit. So the other missions are pretty easy ones. Win by like 14 rounds. I think this one was in the 14 rounds too. And then I think it's just get points. So run it on auto, and there you go. Hope you guys liked. If you did, please subscribe. Put a comment down what you want to see next, and have a great rest of your day.